Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we get ready for knockout qualifying for our 22nd race of the season. Now, last year, around this time, we ended up having back-to-back restrictor plate races. This year, we're switching it up and we're going to have back-to-back short tracks. And this is a track that will be making its Hersheys Cup Series debut on the schedule. Last week, we raced the short track of South Boston. This week, we are racing another short track in Salem, Indiana. This is Salem Speedway. And we've got drivers already out and on track. A beautiful aerial view to be able to see these drivers going around this 0.555 mile short track. It's a little bit bigger than Bristol as we're looking at Dillon Young in the 2-car, Jake Baskinger. I think these drivers are coming to pit road because they might have gotten into the wall. Jason set Coleman to the wall as well. Walls there in the 70 just ahead of him. Just like through all these drivers on pit road, they don't hit the car on track. There we go. Well, right now the fastest on track, no longer. Now Ryan Madden is the fastest car in the 8. Both Seth Cole and James Walls are coming to pit road. I think the best way to maneuver between cars is to use the ticker. Well, Ryan Madden's coming to pit lane. Cody Llamas is about to complete his first lap. Just watch right here through the corner. Car's going to slide up on him here at 3 and 4. Ciculii, 15.824. He's top of the leaderboard now. Cody Llamas also hitting the 15-second lap time, 15.849. There's a couple cars up there and in the wall. I think Cody Llamas was actually one of them. Just ahead of Dillon Poteet. One right now who is on his first time lap. Cody's coming to pit road. See what Poteet lays down, and it's a 15.857. That's good enough for third fastest right now. Shelton up to second, 15.810. Only 4 drivers have hit the 15-second lap times. Oh, Poteet gets the wall off that corner. That's a lot of speed for him, 15.999. Trying to jump to the 02 of Shelton. So hard to do here, especially when you're on the road. Shelton just ran her fastest lap, 15.597. Let's see if she beats this time. No, 2/10 slower. So right now Joshua Ciculii sits in the driver's seat as Zachary Stoltz jumped up to third fastest. 15.761 so far. The top 5 are the only ones that have hit 15-second lap time. Shelton still trying to beat 15.5, but that time 15.6. White Goose and Dillon Young. Oh, Shelton entering a bit wide through that corner. She's going to get the wall off this turn. No, she doesn't. But still a 10 slower. And Zachary Stoltz, top of the leaderboard. The 86 car. That can apparently not get to. And now, right now, the fastest on track. Whoa, look out. Daniel Voyles getting in the way. And that time, he even beat his own lap time the last time. 4-1-2. Zachary Stoltz trying to make the main event. Right now looking good. Oh, getting himself up into the wall there, though. Carson almost is like the wall is Velcro. It just sucks you in. 1 minute remaining right now. The battle for the transfer spot. Right now, Daniel Voyles holds it. John Gilbert is about 7/100ths behind him. Wow, that time. Zachary Stoltz just matched his own best lap. 15.412 exactly. That was his fastest lap so far in the event. Right now, the car that is second fastest just ahead of him. Joshua Ciculii in the 47 lap time. Nope, not good enough. 2/10 slower for Stoltz and about 10 slower than his fastest lap for Ciculii. They are still first and second in terms of speed as Ciculii gets the wall off that corner. Up a lot of speed for him. Stoltz was 3/10 slower. Was about 2/10 slower. Daniel Voyles sits in the final transfer spot into the next round of qualifying, as he also sits on the pit road. FItzwater now coming off pit lane. There's Elijah Gordon right now, 11th fastest. Right now he's the main event in the next round of qualifying, I should say. And now he drops to 12th. Somebody just jumped up into the top 12. was, but now Elijah Gordon finds himself on the bubble spot. Still the top 5, basically the same, but a couple more drivers have hit the 15-second lap times. Anthony McCrury, Shaun Gallighan, and Ryan Madden. 15.8 and 15.9 second lap time. There is Levi McIntire, two-time pole sitter this season. He's only 31st on the charts right now, and there is his teammate Dillon Young battling with Anthony McCrury. Dillon Young 17th fastest. Anthony McCrury right now is 6th fastest, and the session is over. Wow, that came up quickly. So let's see who makes their way into the final round.
Drivers,
or not final round,
to
the
your
second
cars.
round. Sorry if I seem a little bit flustered. I tried recording a race earlier. I did the knockout qualifying session. I tried doing the race, and it wouldn't let me swap drivers around and everything, so I had to completely scrap it. So I spent about 2 hours of recording for absolutely nothing. So Zachary Stoltz will transfer into the next round of qualifying, along with Joshua Ciculii, Jessica Shelton, Cody Llamas, Dillon Poteet, Anthony McCrury, Shaun Gallighan, Ryan Madden, Brandon Gonzales, Joseph Srigley, Kyle Mathews, and Elijah Gordon will get the final transfer spot into the next round of qualifying. Out of all those drivers, only 2 of them are go or go home non-chartered rides, the 86 of Stoltz and the 44 of Elijah Gordon. So a big opportunity for drivers in the second heat of this first round of qualifying to maybe clinch themselves a spot in the main event. Things looking good right now for the 86 and the 44, depending on how many transfer in the second heat. So at this point, if we do have more than 5 drivers that are go or go homers transfer into the second round of qualifying, then the drivers that would not make the race at this point would be John Gilbert, Garrett Sidner, James Qualls, Seth Cole, Aaron Henderson, Keith Batson, Austin Mongold, O'Neal Balvin, Matthew Dalio, and Stephanie Gardner. So that's going to do it here for the first round of qualifying. For the first half of the first round of qualifying, let's find out what's going to happen in the second half, heat number 2 of round number 1, coming up right after this. So we'll get ready here for the second heat race of the first round of qualifying. A couple of drivers that used their charter swap things during the course of the season for the past few weeks or so. Kyle Keith has an opportunity here for a charter swap. Both of his teammates, Shaun Gallighan and Ryan Madden, making it into the second round of qualifying. Unfortunately for Keith Batson, as we saw, neither he nor Cat Tellier had good lap times in the first round of qualifying, and so therefore the 35's charter cannot switch over to the 73 in order to help him make the main event. Cat Tellier will need the charter herself in order to take part in this week's race at Salem. As I'm trying to see who that first car is, I think that's Rocco Twyman. It is indeed the 19 car, former pole sitter a couple of weeks ago. There he is. And he's already coming to pit road. His teammate Zach Rogers will stay out though, and he will put himself on the clock. The reason you see these drivers diving for pit road so much here in this session, I think, is because they're trying to get their cars handling just right to be able to go out and put that one lap time down that'll get them into the main event. James McLeod. He's now on the clock. Let's see if he's going to actually complete his lap. Is he going to come to pit road too? No, he's actually going to complete a lap. Got the wall there off of 4. 16.166. Went to 1 at 16.077. Top of the leaderboard. Charles Sandfer beats that though. This is pretty wide for Nobi. Noah Carr's into the wall. And he has spun it down to the inside. Everybody scatters to avoid him, and Cole Baker just jumps to the top of the leaderboard. Boy, pit road is so annoying. Oh, and Baker's got damage now. This is the first round, though. The first round means that if you wreck and go to a backup car, you do not have to start at the rear of the field. Marie Minovi just got turned around as well. There's Kyle Keith. Obviously, he'd like to be able to make the main event like he did last year, not having to rely on his teammate to race his way in. Let's see if he can do so. Might have been a little bit slow trying to avoid Marie Minovi there last time out of this corner, and he will replace a 15th place lap time, 17.359. Meanwhile, one driver's hit the 15-second lap time, 2 drivers now, Nathan Hudson and Davey Johnson. There is Hudson, 7 car. Right now he's the fastest on track. Kyle Keith has jumped up to second fastest. So far Hudson, Keith, and Johnson are the only 3 that have hit 15-second lap times. And as soon as I say that, JT Bryant and Joe Rockingham do the same. But of those 5 drivers, 4 of them are rookies. JT's the only veteran that has hit the 15-second lap times here in the second heat. And now he's going to pit road. There's Davey Johnson, dropped to 5th. And almost beat his lap time. 15.945 the fastest, 15.994 the lap he just ran. And somebody just jumped up there. I think that was Marty Johnson and Trent Dunham. They jumped up to 8th and 9th, and now they dropped to 9th and 10th as Jason Heywood hits the 15-second lap time. 72 car. He's going to the inside of Richardson. Now he's coming to pit road. Saw Michael Norman top of the leaderboard not too long ago, but now he's dropped to 15th fastest. Next round of qualifying, John Cittadino, top of the leaderboard, 15.623. Oh, and somebody spun in his wrecking. That's James Richardson in the 11. Michael Norman. I think he was coming to pit road anyway, but Dillon Boyd and James McCloud trying to beat his lap time. Not going to do it. About a 10th slower than his fastest lap. And Joshua Michaels, former pole sitter this season for the Great American Race Daytona 500. There he is. 26th fastest for the Aspen Dental Chevrolet. And right there, 16.048. He's up to 14th fastest. That's still not good enough to get into the next round. John Andrews jumped up to 3rd fastest. Oh, and Michaels into the wall, and I think the session may be over. No, we still got 20 seconds left. Joshua Michaels in a bit of a tooth-and-nail fight with Cody Llamas and Dillon Young, non-winners that are fighting for potentially the final transfer spot into the chase for the championship this season. If we don't have another different winner. And now the session will be complete. Lap time's no longer counted. Looks like it'll be Cittadino, Nathan Hudson, John Andrews, JT Bryant, Joe Rockingham, Kyle Keith, Davey Johnson, Jason Heywood, Cole Baker, Charles Sandfer, Marty Johnson, and his teammate James Richardson. They'll all make it into the next round. And session indeed complete. So remember, 2 drivers that were non-chartered cars transferred into the next round of qualifying from Heat 1. This time we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 transferring in from this heat into the next round of qualifying. Let me just double check, make sure I've got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 drivers that are non-chartered cars are moving into the next round of qualifying. And so that means we will be having 2 drivers that will be going home, regardless of moving into the second round of qualifying. So Cittadino, Hudson, Andrews, Bryant, Rockingham, Keith, Johnson, Heywood, Baker, Sandfer, Marty Johnson, James Richardson. They'll move into the second round of qualifying with the other 12 that transferred from Heat 1. Drivers that at this point will officially not be starting the race this week will include Trent Dunham, Johnny Gardner, Holden Gluba, Zach Rogers, James McLeod, Dougie Shears, Marie Minobi, Pichu London, Noah Kars, as well as Rocco Twyman and Daniel Olson. So, let's find out now who's going to be making their way into the main event, who's going to be making their way into the final 12 for the third and final round of qualifying to try and start on the pole position. Coverage continues in just a minute. So, we'll get ready here for our second round of qualifying. Very interesting, a couple of names that I see that have sprung up here into the mix of trying to battle for this pole position. One of them, the defending pole sitter from last week, Shaun Gallighan. He had the pole at the short track of South Boston, and he's here into the second round of qualifying. Also, Charles Sandfer in the 03. Now, why would a 2-time winner be surprising to see him in the second round of qualifying? Well, basically, if you look at where he is currently positioned in the point standings, he really needs to have himself a good qualifying position for this race to try and help keep him out of trouble. Charles Sandfer is in danger of dropping outside of the top 30 in the point standings. He is right on the precipice, and so Sandfer needs a good run to be able to keep himself alive for those 2 victories he's got to get him a spot in the season championship. We're looking at the rookie Joe Rockingham. Poteet and his teammate Elijah Gordon for Redragon Motorsports, making it here in the second round of qualifying. Both going to try and make their way into the main event race, both non-chartered cars. Looks like Joe Rockingham not satisfied with his race car just yet to put a lap time down. We're looking now at Marty Johnson in the 20. 9 non-chartered go-home drivers making here in the second round. 2 of them at the end of this session will be going home. 7 of them will be moving on into the main event this week as Marty Johnson will come to pit road. So the question is, who's going to lay down the first lap time? Dillon Poteet, 22.843, but Johnson puts down the first official lap time, 16.038. Got John Andrews here. Let's see if he'll... Yep, he will at least complete 1 lap. Let's see what he gets. 16.074. That's just off Johnson's lap time. Cole Baker now third fastest, 16.383. Oh, Andrews running way up high, and uh-oh. Boy, he was lucky he got off the wall the way he did with minimal damage. I don't think that's going to be a backup car. If it were, then he would be forfeiting his speed, his lap time, and he would not make the main event. Somebody else would get in his spot. Boy, that was a lucky break for him. Joshua Ciculii, looks like he will complete a lap this time. Gets the wall. Let's see what the 47 is. Oh, I guess he's on the clock now instead. I thought he was actually completing the lap. And is he going to complete it, or is he coming to pit road? He's coming to pit road. Heywood and Rockingham coming off. There's Zachary Stoltz was the fastest in our first round of qualifying. The first half. Oh, and he gets into Joe Rockingham, and Charles Sandfer is collected. That's going to hurt his opportunity at making the main event. Now, I don't think any of those drivers sustained enough damage for backup cars. Again, we're going to Joseph Srigley, 21st last time by, and now on the clock in the Pepsi Mathews Chevrolet. Right now it's John Cittadino, John Andrews, Charles Sandfer. That's the top 3, and then you've got Jessica Shelton up. Marty Johnson, top of the leaderboard, 16.007. And Joseph Srigley with a 16.191, just jumped up to 6. Nathan Hudson. Holy cow. Nathan Hudson. That car is really fast here this week. Look at that. 15.892. Now at 15.745. He just beat his own lap time. And now, as opposed to, I remember there was a race about 5-6 weeks ago where Nathan Hudson was just laying down super good lap times, but at that time he was a non-chartered car and he ended up not making it in the next round of qualifying. He's a chartered car this season, or not this season, but this week, so he will be in the main event. Let's beat the car to beat. Looking at Shaun Gallighan, the 48, he's about to complete his first lap time. No, he will not complete a lap here. Dillon Poteet, he's now on the clock again. Davey Johnson now top of the leaderboard. Elijah Gordon just jumped up to second. And now Hudson, Marty Johnson, and John Cittadino. That is your top 5 as Davey Johnson gets the wall, 15.590 for the 46. Trying to get all 3 of the William Brock Motorsports cars in the main event. Kyle Keith just jumped up to 4th fastest, so trying not to have to rely on his teammates for a charter. Right now, though, Ryan Madden and Shaun Gallighan are not up there in speed, so I think Kyle Keith wouldn't be able to rely on them for a charter at this point. Oh, somebody spun. Oh, Randy Gonzales, has he even laid down a lap time? He has, but he's 22nd fastest right now. Oh, this is a hairy situation. Ciculii, Jessica Shelton, Ryan Madden. And only one of those 3 that improved on their lap times was Ryan Madden. Jumped to 13th fastest though. Not enough to get him into the next round. Oh, they were 4 wide there because of Shelton on the apron. But session's complete. It's time to find out who's moving to the next round to try and qualify for the pole. And
Drivers,
who's made the main event in general. Davey Johnson will be moving on to the next round, along with Elijah Gordon, Nathan Hudson, Kyle Keith. Rookies sweeping the top 4 in speeds here. Then you got Jessica Shelton, Marty Johnson, John Ciccino, John Andrews, Charles Sandfer, Joseph Srigley, Cole Baker, and Cody Llamas. They will move on to the next round of qualifying to try and qualify on the pole for this week's race at Salem. The drivers that will transfer into the main event as well include the following: Davey Johnson, Elijah Gordon, Kyle Keith, Marty Johnson, John Cittadino, John Andrews, and the final transfer spot is going to go to Jason Heywood, who was 18th fastest, but it was good enough to beat out both Joe Rockingham and Zachary Stoltz, and so therefore Jason Heywood will get the final transfer spot as a non-chartered car in the main event. The two drivers officially that will not start the race: Joe Rockingham in the 84, Zachary Stoltz in the 86. So, now time for these final 12 to find out who's going to start on the pole for this week's race at Salem. Coverage continues in just a moment here from Salem. Alright, so as we head into the later stages of the afternoon, it's time to find out who's going to be starting on the pole position here this week at Salem Speedway. 12 drivers make their way here into the final round, and one of them will be sitting on the pole. For some of them, they're looking for their first pole of the season. It's a couple, they're looking for their second poles of the season, as we've got one car off track there. I want to say that's Elijah Gordon. I might be wrong. We'll see as soon as I go to the TV1 camera. And it is indeed the 44. As I look through the running order here, I don't believe anybody is going for their third. The only former pole sitters I can see right now in the field are Shelton, Sandfer, and I believe the only other one is John Cittadino. I think we've only got 3 former pole sitters that are here in this final 12. As you're looking at Marty Johnson, who raced his way into the main event, and he right now has the fastest lap time. He's actually got pretty much the only lap time, 16.184. Trying to qualify for his first pole position of the season. Another car not too far back, that's another Toyota. That's John Cittadino in the 83. And he's about to lay down his first lap time unless he comes to pit road here. These drivers have about a little less than 3.5 minutes they can work with. John Andrews about a 10th off of Marty Johnson's lap, and Cittadino apparently not feeling that he wants to run that lap. Getting the wall off the corner there was Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson's been fast in the second heat and the second round of qualifying. There's Joseph Srigley right behind him, and Davey Johnson will not complete the lap. Neither will Srigley. There's Nathan Hudson. Cittadino's going to come back out, going to try again. Right now, the racetrack is deathly quiet. Nobody's out there. Here come a couple drivers now. Oh, Cittadino's actually coming into pit road. There's Nathan Hudson. Gets the wall there off of turn 4. He's now on the clock. Let's see if he'll complete this run. Seems like when they hit the wall, they don't really want to complete their run. They come to pit road, and yeah, Hudson, after getting the wall, he's not going to complete his lap. So right now, it's Marty Johnson who's in control of the pole position. John Andrews second. Nobody else has been able to really put down a lap time before Cole Baker just did. Cole Baker 15.680. So right now he would sit on the pole position. Charles Sandfer will not complete a lap there. He'll come to pit road again. Baker trying to beat his own lap time, and this time was a 10th slower. 15.733. Right now it would be the good friends Marty Johnson and Cole Baker who would start on the front row. A couple of rookies, and now Cole Baker getting held up behind Davey Johnson, and that really slowed up his lap time. Let's see if Davey will actually complete a lap this time. Running right behind Cole Baker. Is he coming to pit road? Yes, he is. So is Cody Llamas. There's Marty Johnson. Second fastest. He's on the clock, and he is going to complete a lap. Let's see if he can beat his good buddy Cole Baker. And at the line, 16.231. Not good enough to even beat his own lap time. Plus, John Andrews just beat him for second. Right now, Andrews would sit on the outside of the front row. 16.009, the lap time that he just ran. Still Cole Baker with the pole position. Davey Johnson coming into pit road. And there's Elijah Gordon. He's now on the clock. Sixth fastest, 22.666. Let's see if he'll try and beat that here. Is he gonna... Looks like he is coming to pit road. Nathan Hudson coming out, but drivers are running out of time to be able to lay down a lap time to beat Cole Baker. Looks like Nathan Hudson's going to try again. Right now he's 10th fastest. Oh, he got the wall pretty well there off of turn 4. This is basically his last opportunity to lay down a lap time. Let's see what he can do. Is he going to be coming to pit road, or is he going to just run it out? And it looks like he is conceding the pole position. Kyle Keith coming out as well. There's Charles Sandfer. He's on the clock. And he's going to run it to the start-finish line. Let's see what he gets. 16.093. That's good enough for 3rd place for Charles Sandfer. Kyle Keith is now on the clock. I don't know if he's got enough time to complete a lap or not. We will see. There's Cole Baker coming back onto the racetrack. Not certain why he would do that, but he's going to try again. I don't think he's got enough time, though. No, he does not. Session will be complete, and he will still be the pole sitter. So Cole Baker, the Undertale Chevrolet out of Seth Cole Baker Motorsports, will be starting on the pole for this week's race at Salem. Gets the wall off the corner there, and he is not scored. 0's on the clock. That's going to do it. And the way they will line up, the first 6 rows will be Cole Baker, John Andrews, the front row. Baker's first pole of the season. Charles Sandfer and Marty Johnson will be 3rd and 4th. They were really the only 4 cars that actually went out there and completed a timed lap. Everybody else ended up getting their lap times in the 22s because they came to pit road. Elijah Gordon and Davey Johnson, they'll start in row 3. Row 4, John Cittadino and Kyle Keith. Row 5, Nathan Hudson and Joseph Srigley. And then in row 6 will be Cody Llamas and Jessica Shelton. So Cole Baker picks up his first pole of the season. And if you want to see what the full starting lineup will look like for this race, check down in the description. It is there. Next race that comes out will be our 22nd race of the season at Salem Speedway. Should be a very interesting one. We'll see what we're going to have. Will we have a strategy race? Will we have a wreck fest? Who knows? This track is debuting for the first time in the Hersheys Cup Series. We'll have to see what kind of a debut it has. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.